President Trump will be in New Hampshire for the latest stop in his 2020 re-election campaign. The president will deliver remarks to a crowd of supporters in Manchester today, as New Hampshire is the first primary race in each election cycle. President Trump won the GOP primary in New Hampshire in 2016, but lost the state to Hillary Clinton by around 3,000 votes. Former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski is expected to join the president at the rally. Amid speculation, he could launch a 2020 Senate bid in the state. One America's Emerald Robinson has more on the Trump 2020 campaign and RNC's strategy for the key state.
It's a vacation rally as the president steps away from his golf club in New Jersey to hold a campaign event in New Hampshire on this Thursday. While Democrats try to fare well in Iowa by honing in on gun control and labeling the president as a white supremacist, the Trump 2020 campaign and the RNC are honing in on this other key state.
The president teased the event on Twitter on Wednesday. On the same day, the president's campaign announced its New Hampshire victory team, while touting how job numbers and the economy are benefiting New Hampshire directly. And the economy is specifically what RNC spokeswoman Liz Harrington says is the determining factor for New Hampshire voters.
And we know the policies are working in New Hampshire. The Granite State now, their unemployment rate is the lowest it's been since 1988. It's at 2.5%. Manufacturing jobs, we've had 1,700 new manufacturing jobs since he was elected, almost 20,000 new jobs in New Hampshire. Their labor force participation rate is at the highest it's ever been in the state. And that's all a direct result of the policies this president put in place.
But in Iowa, it wasn't the economy Democrats were talking about. Instead, Democrats continue to call for more gun control and label the president a white supremacist.
This is white nationalism. This is white supremacy.
I think it's really shameful, and I like to call it deplorables on steroids, because they've, instead of just calling every Trump supporter in the nation a deplorable and irredeemable, now they're saying you are a white supremacist. I think it's going to backfire big time. It backfired for Hillary Clinton in 2016, and it's going to backfire for the eventual nominee in 2020, because people are tired of the name calling and the smears. And they're tired of being accused of being a bigot just because they want to secure the southern border.
And as the White House held bipartisan gun talks this week to discuss possible gun legislation, a move that some say could turn away Republican voters in 2020 if the president follows through, Harrington says that's not the case, adding that the president is still a staunch supporter of 2A rights.
He's a very strong supporter of the Second Amendment, but he wants to find ways that can actually find solutions to these issues, because it's a big conversation. That's why he's talked about mental health and involuntary confinement. This is a conversation we have not had since the 1980s. It's something we need to discuss, because there is a pattern with these mass shootings. They're usually isolated young men who grew up in homes without fathers. It's a cultural issue. There's so many things we can talk about. It's not just the guns, but the president is committed to finding things that can actually improve our communities and make them safer.
Now, New Hampshire is typically a left-leaning state, with Hillary Clinton winning in 2016, but by only a 0.4% margin. At the White House, Emerald Robinson, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.